Hello, everybody. I'm Rudrani, and welcome to Spotlight Sessions podcast. My guest today is so special. She has always followed her own rules. She really doesn't care what you think of her, but she also stands up for herself. Qualities that we all need to admire. But wait a minute. I don't think this introduction is enough. Let me just take a retake. Hello, my cute little red flags. Welcome to an episode of Spotlight Sessions podcast where I have your favorite Kaleshi, Queen, joining us. Hi, now it feels better.
Hi, thank you so much. That was such a sweet intro. God, I love you already. Can I say I love you?
Absolutely, I love you too. I genuinely do.
I usually say I love you on the second date, but this one's special.
I feel so special already. It's considering I'm not getting any dates. This feels like one thank you.
Oh, same, girly pop.
दोनों introduction सही है. One that has become your whole thing about hello little red flags.
Yeah.
Do you have people walking up to you and telling you, can you call us little red?
Yeah. Fully, like people take out their phones and they're like, can you once say hello, my cute little red flags? And I've started finding it like really cringe. But क्योंकि मैंने like लेटेंट के बाद अपने कमबैक में वो वाला वीडियो डाल दिया था, it's now like set in stone that now this is who Apurva is, and so I can't take it back now.
It's okay, own it.
But I'll find something else now.
You always are anyways the leader. You're not following anyone, so we will make
Quite
sure.
literally, I'm not following anyone.
Quite
on
literally.
Instagram,
Yeah, now for sure. But मैं बीच में ना, I was looking at her very cute tattoos, and then I saw this chaos.
Yeah.
And I always see people like peace and love and all of this.
Live, love, laugh.
Yeah, live, love, laugh, and everything will be okay. And I'm saying, I'm not making fun of that at all. I'm saying, good for you.
Yeah.
But very rarely do I have people writing chaos.
Yeah.
So, I mean, acceptance of chaos is, I think, beginning of another journey, na?
Yeah, like I've realized that I thrive in chaos. The more chaos, the more intelligent I become, I've realized. And also, like, all of the best ideas I've come up with have been in a place of chaos. So it's sort of a reminder that chaos is not always bad, and it's nice to embrace it, it's nice to live through it, and it's nice to then move on.
इसीलिए the acceptance of the Kaleshi audit.
Yes.
And oh my God, the Kalesh that you have unleashed in the show as well. But of course, we will talk about Thero. Of course, status की बात कैसे नहीं करेंगे हम. But I'm asking this question for people who may not know your journey yet, and
of course.
maybe people who are following you now, and because of course you must, because she has shown so much resilience and grit, and also fun. यार, entertainment लाते हो आप जिंदगी में.
Thank you.
Which I think is important. I know that your childhood has been interesting, and it impacts you in very different ways because आपका content भी वहाँ से शुरू हुआ था.
Yeah.
So let's go there. Let's say how this beautiful engineer decided to go to content creation and वहाँ पे chaos मचा दिया. Let's go there.
I was actually, there's this page that posts like people's first video, and so one of my first videos have started going viral, and I was just seeing that. And I was like, I was a baby, bro. Like, it's been too long, and I'm still like 23.
I saw that video.
And I have realized that I've like lived so many lives in terms of content that I started with motivational videos where I used to be like, you are special. You are beautiful. I'm not this person. Like, I'm just not that person at all. And so I did that, and then I made fashion videos where I would just be like this would be the only pose I know, so I would be like, I would show one outfit for like 1 entire minute. So I did that. Then I did very like superwoman type videos where I would do skits and talk like in these exaggerated characters, and I did that. And then I did rants on Instagram, and then I got rich. So there were no rants. Money bought me a lot of happiness. Thank you very much. And then I couldn't rant anymore. So then I moved to sort of this travel comedy space that I think is really my vibe. And so yeah, it's been a journey.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Using painful moments in your life and to heal from it.
Yeah.
But to straight go and make fun of it.
Yeah.
And then get rich out of it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's a process.
Yeah.
How did you manage to do that?
I think I've always been this person that I've joked about the most traumatic things that have ever happened to me, and I think that's just how I live. I think everybody should try it once. Everybody should do it, because if you can't make fun of your pain, then you let the pain get too heavy, and then that is what defines you. But that shouldn't define you. Pain is just stories, and you can always tell a story in a funny manner. And I think it just helps you move on really quickly. So, was my intent to earn money? Not really. But my intent was to just move on from things rather quickly. Like, I don't want to sit and think about every bad thing that has happened to me and be sad over it. Then what's the point? You know, life is going to throw shit at you. Might as well joke about it, might as well make people relate to it. And I think there's so much fun in doing that. You shouldn't be that serious.
I think finding humor in your darkest moments has also made you survive, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise तो क्या करोगे?
Yeah.
मतलब फिर तो जिंदगी मतलब उसी में अटक जाएगी.
Yeah, of course.
But before we get more into that, like I said, I want to know, describe how Apurva was as a child. How was that childhood?
I think my childhood has been pretty interesting because my dad moves around quite a lot for his job. So I've changed a lot of schools, which means changing a lot of friend groups, which means making a lot of new friends, which means cracking jokes on your trauma and being the funny one, being the class clown. And my mom put me in a lot of extracurricular activities. So I used to always be doing like 10 things that my mom wants me to do. So I think she inculcated a lot of like social habits in me where I spoke to a lot of people. And she's an English teacher, so she used to focus a lot on our speech and how we speak. And she always like put me in public speaking things, and I think that sort of really helped me become this person. And I'm so like grateful for my mom for doing that. And because she put me in a lot of extracurricular stuff, I did a lot of extracurricular stuff in college also. That's how I found theatre. I did a lot of stage plays, and I think that was like the happiest phase of my life, because what do you get from a college stage play? Literally nothing. You don't get money, you don't get fame, you just do it because you enjoy the art. And that's, I think, the one thing that I've lost while growing up, that now I just don't do anything for fun. There always has to be a brand attached to it. Like if I'm making an IP, why is nobody sponsoring it? So I just really miss those times where things were not this serious and I could just, do things because for the love of it.
Oh, fair enough. Absolutely.
Yeah.